Hi, I'm Ferg, Daphne's husband and tech geek. I'm pleased to let you know that Daphne's blanket books, her blanket patterns, including this one, and over 50 knitting stitch patterns are now available for free download. There are full details on how to get them at the end of this video. So it's now on with the tutorial. Hi, this is Ferg with Daphne's second baby blanket design, the beautiful Blossoms and Bubbles. The blanket has alternating squares featuring row of flowers and bubble stitch. The blocks are joined in a contrasting colour using the 3-needle join-up method. Now here's Daphne to take you through the tutorial.
Here are the two patterns that make up this beautiful baby rug, row of flowers and bubble pattern. I will show you how to do each of these stitches, but it will be a quick show. For a detailed demonstration of the knitting stitches, go to the tutorials on my YouTube channel. Follow the instructions at the end of this video to get an email with a clickable link to my YouTube channel. The email also has a link to my free downloadable patterns. Or access my YouTube channel by using the web address shown here. Row of flowers is number 45 and bubble pattern is number 15. Row of flowers is an 8-row pattern, but all the magic happens in just 3 rows. Rows 2, 3 and 4. There is an 8-stitch border before we commence the pattern. There's the border. Now let's do the pattern. Purl 1, yarn back. Now we're going to make some long loops by wrapping the yarn 3 times around the needle. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to do that 5 times. 2, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3. Then 1 purl, and we do it all over again. 1, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, and a purl. The pattern is worked 4 times, ending with the purl stitch, and now we purl the 8 stitches that make the border. I've done the 8-row border. Now let's start the pattern. Purl 1, yarn to the back, and we're going to release those wraps by slipping the needle in purlwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to wrap those 5 long loops. Bring the yarn around, slip the 5 back to the left needle, yarn back, slip them to the right needle, wrap, slip them to the left needle, yarn back, and finish with a purl. Yarn back, slip them off, purlwise, 3, 4, 5. Yarn around ready to wrap them, slip them to the left needle, yarn back, slip them to the right needle and wrap them, slip them. 2 nice wraps. And we continue on. Row 4, 8 for the border, purl 1. Now we finish off the top of the flowers with a knit stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then a purl. Finish off the top of the next flower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and repeat. Often you need to move the wraps just up a bit so they're in the middle of the flower, much nicer. And that's the 3 magic rows. Now the second stitch for this beautiful rug is the bubble pattern stitch. It's made up of 12 rows in 2 sets of 6, and the difference is the bubbles are just offset. The bubbles are created in rows 5 and 11. This is row 5. I've knitted in 4 stitches from the edge. Now for the gathering up. We're going to go the 5th hole. The first hole is the one that's on from the stitch where you would normally knit. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put the needle in, slip it, the stitch off the left hand needle and knit it off. Knit 3. Now let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slip that off there, put it in the same hole and knit. Knit 3. And that's all there is to it. All the other rows are knit and purl. A very simple but very effective stitch with a nice high loft. Now it's time to change these into these, and we do this by blocking. I have pinned the 2 blocks out to 15 centimetres square. I've marked the squares on the black paper. It's on top of this removable flooring which you use for camping. It's nice and thick and the pins go into it really well. Next, I use a squirty bottle like this to give them a good soak. I follow it up with a good steaming. Now I just set them aside and leave them for a day to dry. To demonstrate joining the blocks and edging the blanket, I'm making a 4-block sample using dark pink. I also use this sample to trial the green leaves and flower buds. I give quite specific instructions on how to pick up your stitches. For the flower pattern, we're picking up 1 stitch in each row for 5 rows, then we miss 1 row and pick up another 5. Then you slip them on to your double-ended needle. That's 2 lots of 5. Now we do that 7 times. So miss the next one. 1, 4, oops, not in there. 5. Miss 1 row. 1, 2, 4, 5. Slip them onto your needle. After you've picked up 7 groups of 5 stitches, the very last one is pick up 6 stitches. That gives you 41 stitches. Now that I've finished that side of the blossoms, I'm going to pick up this side of the bubbles. The cast off edge is at the top. So this direction for the blossoms, this direction for the bubbles. The picking up pattern is different for the bubble pattern. First it's pick up 2, miss 1 row, pick up 1. Then we start on the repeated bit, which is pick up 3, miss 1, pick up 3, miss 1. So miss 1, pick up 1, 2, 3. Miss 1, 1, and we repeat that. And the join up is quite simple. Knit 2 together, cast it off, knit 2 together, cast off, knit 2 together, 1 from each needle, cast off, and just continue. There's the first 2 joined. Now we'll join on another 3 here to make a row of 5. Then we'll join the next row of 5. Then we can join the 2 rows of 5 together. Now for these horizontal joins, we just pick up 1 stitch for each stitch in the knitting. I'm just up to 30 there. 31, 32, 39, 40, and 40 on the knitting, and then 1 in that join there, and then slip them onto your double-ended needle. I know there's 41 stitches in the row, but you can only manage to pick up 40. I think you lose a little bit in the joining there. So 40 on the knitting and 1 on the join. We're now ready to join these 4 blocks together for this sample. Knit 2 together, cast off, knit 2 together, cast off. Here's the join so far. It's going quite nicely. To finish the edge of this sample, I'm putting a crocheted edge. I'm doing double crochets for 1 row right around, and I'm using the same pattern of stitches as I did when I picked up for the joins. So for this edge, it's 1 double crochet for every stitch, whereas down this edge here, we go to that pattern of 5 double crochet, miss 1, pick up 5 double crochet, miss 1. And of course, when we get to the bubble pattern, it goes into that 3 double crochet, miss 1, 3 double crochet, just like you did picking up for here. So I'm up to miss 1, a double crochet, 1, 2, 5, miss that one, and off we go again. I have finished 1 round of double crochet. Now I'm doing little scallops using trebles. Miss 1 space, do the first treble into that next space. That's 1 treble. Now into the same space, 2 trebles, 3 trebles into the same space, 4 trebles into the same space, and 5 trebles. Now miss 1 space, go into the next space and just do a double crochet. That ties the end of the treble down. Now miss 1 space, and there's the spot for the next little cluster of trebles, making a nice scalloped edge. After joining up this pretty rug, I decided to put a little bit of extra embellishment. Some green leaves to go with the blossoms, and a few buds, not yet opened. I did some in the corners, and some in this towards the centre. To position the flowers, I lay out the rug, and then I put some brightly coloured marker pins in until I was happy with the arrangement. The leaves are just a simple chain stitch. just anchor the top of that one there. Now let's do the second one. They're quite random. No two clusters are the same. And a fourth leaf. I'll finish those ends off later. And now a few flower buds. Let's get started. Leave that tail so I can finish it off later. Wrap it around the needle about 3 times. Hold it firmly. Let's do another one. Wrap it around 1, 2, 3. And I'll finish off the ends on the other side. And that's the cluster I just finished. Blocking is the last step when making this beautiful baby rug. As you can see, I have pinned it out very carefully. The next step is to squirt it with the atomizer and thoroughly wet the blanket, and then I steam it with the steam iron. It just makes the final product perfect, all shipshape and square. Just lovely. Here are the completed Blossoms and Bubbles blanket and sample. I think the white and the dark pink are both really suitable for joining the baby pink blocks. Perhaps you will choose to be bold with your colours. How about a soft apricot for the main colour, then join it with magenta. Happy knitting from Daphne and Ferg.
Daphne's pattern books, blanket patterns, and patterns for more than 50 knitting stitches are available as free downloads. To get a free download, send an email to knitwithdaphne@gmail.com and include the subject Free Download. There is no need for any content in the email, and then send the email. You will receive an automatic response to your email that includes the link to access Google Cloud. Here you will be able to download the PDF pattern file.